impressive to listen to Hunter Biden either give excuses about being a drug addict and how difficult it is to go through years of addiction, and then swing the next minute to his extreme expertise and business experience that placed him on so many boards and allowed him to teach at Georgetown University. You see, the theme that we heard in the room was Hunter Biden is a liar. The Biden family has no product and no service, and Hunter Biden can't hide behind his addiction, which is heartbreaking. Many Americans suffer with addictions, but many Americans, actually I would say all Americans except Hunter Biden, that suffer from drug addiction and alcohol addiction would never be placed on boards of companies like Burisma and would never be teaching at Georgetown unless their last name was Biden. And that's what we heard in the room there today. There's also an interesting theme there. Hunter Biden is a liar. And while Hunter Biden claimed that the only person that has evidence of a bribe is being locked up in LA, everyone needs to remember that his father is also President of the United States and is also head of the regime that is conducting the prosecution and witch hunt against all of his political opponents. So we had a very long deposition with Hunter today, presented a lot of evidence, and we look forward to him coming to a public hearing, which I would hope that he is willing and courageous to show up to after today's private deposition. I can take a few questions if you guys have them.
Was there any major breakthrough, like anything new that you learned that was significant, that was like an aha moment for you?
There will be a lot of things that come out in the transcription of the interview that comes out. One thing that was interesting to me is he lied when he was talking about Blue Star Strategies.
Camera, please.
He talked about not being involved in any thing between Blue Star Strategies, but yet we presented an email that showed he was involved. As a matter of fact, there was an email thread that he was a part of, talking about setting up Blue Star Strategies with Burisma. And also in the email thread it talked about him making phone calls there. So he went from denying any involvement until we put evidence right in front of his face that he was in fact involved. And then when pressure was placed on Hunter Biden, he swung back to being, a poor, pitiful addict. And then when he wanted to brag about things, well, he was the smartest and most successful businessman in the room. But again, you can't show one single thing that Hunter Biden has ever sold or a product or a service except his own father. And that's a fact. And that's what the American people know.
Are you ready to vote for articles of impeachment? Do you think it's time to vote for articles of impeachment?
I already voted for articles of impeachment on Mayorkas, and I look forward to a
President
trial
Biden, do you think
in
it's
the
time
Senate. We're going to finish our investigation, and once we get that completed, of course I would vote for impeachment. It's clear and obvious most Americans would vote for impeachment. It shows in poll after poll, Americans support impeaching Joe Biden.
What congresswoman is to be against Joe Biden?
Influence peddling, for one. We can see that he sold his father's name and business. That's been on display clearly for everyone to see. Perhaps maybe the only people that can't see evidence of that are the people that are blind and work in this town.
Did Hunter Biden contradict any prior testimony that you've heard?
That he claimed he wasn't involved in Blue Star Strategies until we put evidence right in front of his face. But there's a lot more to come. We need to continue our investigation, and we need to continue, and we need to have a public hearing. So, thank you.
Why has there been no January 6th hearing or accusation so far?
That's a question for the House Admin Committee that I'm not involved in. I've asked for a special committee, but that would be up to the
It's
speaker.
been 3 years.
Yeah, I just introduced a bill on that today. Perhaps you could check it out. I had a press conference earlier.
Congresswoman, just to speak